Have you ever encountered people who believe they will be poisoned? From a medical standpoint, this behavior is called delusional poisoning. It's a form of schizophrenia. People who suffer from the symptom because of little things immediately think of someone trying to poison them. For example, the feed tastes a little wrong today, or the arrangement is deviated from the usual. Some patients even experience hallucination, smell something that doesn't exist. This smell would be characterized by them as poison. Famous ladies have been afflicted with it recently. He suspected that the family's nanny, Seiichiro, was trying to harm him, and I heard it from my nanny since 2 months ago. Seiichiro drank the tea I made. After feeling a strange smell, I feel like I'm going to hurt her. Since then, as long as I touch the food and drink, he won't touch it. We eat out at every meal. Nutrition is not balanced. I have worked at home for over 20 years. I've never had such a thought before. When the nanny said this, around they're about to cry. Here is a brief introduction to our protagonist. Seiichiro Oyama, the 55-year-old ancestor, is the owner of a large company. In his generation, wealthy family, first with the nanny, living in an old-fashioned house in the city center. This house is his pride. Clean up every day. The slightest bit of trouble makes him unhappy. His grandfather studied in England when he was young. Developed the habit of drinking English afternoon tea, so Oyama also preserved this habit. I often invite friends over for tea parties. Impression: he was a very well-bred little old lady. He is also very kind to people, but he was in a car accident 10 years ago. Lower limb paralysis, wheelchair only. He's having a tea party tomorrow afternoon. Invited me too. I stopped by to ask him about his situation. Not until 3 p.m. the next day, I came to Oyame's house. This is a building located in the city center, but it is as quiet as a 2-story house in the mountains. The yard and house cover an area of more than 3,000 square meters, surrounded by reddish-brown brick walls. The ceiling is rather high. Very grand. The yard is filled with colorful roses, pleasant growth. In a clearing not far from him, an excavator is digging the ground. The sign next to it says, "A luxury apartment will be built here." Knock on Oyame's door. I was greeted by the nanny's birthday boy. Look at his haggard face. It seems that the hostess's questioning has caused him to suffer. Under the guidance of a nanny, I went into the living room. I saw Oyama. There were also 3 other men and women. This person is over 60 years old. The man in the straight suit is called Tonazawa. Is Oyame's legal counsel. Today is about his legacy. The one sitting on the sofa, about 40 years old. The haughty handsome guy is Oyame's nephew Seiichiro. She is also the attending physician of Oyama, currently working in a general hospital. Standing by the table, a slightly fat woman with a stiff face. It's Oyame's niece Yoshiko. I am 35 or 6 years old. He runs a home furnishing store. A moment of words. We are kindly invited by Oyama. Visited her proud bungalow. I can see he was delusional because of poisoning. The attitude towards the nanny is very bad. Just because the nanny soiled the guest room carpet on the 2nd floor, sent for cleaning, just scold him. After the vignette, everyone went back to the restaurant and started the tea party. I thought it was a delicate and elegant English afternoon tea, but what I didn't expect was, on the dining table pushed by the nanny's birthday, it was an ice bucket, and jars of iced canned tea, black tea, lemon tea, original tea are available. There's even milk tea. It seems that Oyama is indeed as rumored, afraid that the nanny would poison her, so put all the glass transparent tea sets, replaced with opaque canned tea. Is it good to drink canned black tea occasionally? You are welcome. Take whatever you like. Maybe it's to see everyone's embarrassment. Oyama hardly greeted everyone warmly for refreshments, so at his suggestion. So I grabbed a jar of plain tea. The rest of the group also chose their favorite canned tea. Subsequently, we all opened the pour ring at about the same time. Drink the contents of the can. This scene is really weird and ridiculous. During this period, I found Oyama secretly observing the crowd. What is he thinking? Could it be that he suspects that a guest is going to poison him? Is his poisoning paranoia getting worse? In the next time, and they were chatting together. After 5 p.m., Oyama says she's getting older. I want to go back to my room and rest for a while. This is a habit she has developed over the years. Heard this, the nanny rushed forward to push her back to her room to rest. Maybe she was in a hurry. Accidentally smashed the wheelchair against the restaurant door. What are you doing? What should I do if I break the door? Oyama scolded the restaurant for causing the temperature to drop to freezing point. In order to keep the situation from escalating, I hurried over, pushed Oyama out of the restaurant. I quickly entered the stairs to take her back to her room. Here is a brief introduction to the situation on the 2nd floor. The entire 2nd floor corridor runs east-west. Several doors open on the south side. Behind the door are guest rooms. The size of the room is about 8 tatami mats. Magnificent decoration. It's like a luxury hotel. Go west along the corridor. At the end is the door of Oyama's room. The beautiful living room has 2 rooms in total, the studio and the bedroom. The studio is at the end of the corridor. Further inside is the bedroom. So I won't go into the bedroom. You have to go through the studio first. The studio is as big as the guest room. White short-hair carpet on the floor. Looks very expensive. In addition to that, there is no furniture in the room. Left-hand side, an oversized glass window with heavy curtains. On the wall next to it hang paintings by some masters. To the studio, I pushed Ms. Shumei back to her bedroom, put her on the couch. After expressing my gratitude to me, she asked me to come back at 6 to wake her up. I also want to talk to him about the babysitter, but look, he's not really interested. I was also very lost and left. Back to the restaurant, the crowd was discussing Shumei's unusual behavior. From their conversation, it turned out that these 3 people had already learned from the nanny's mouth. Shumei has to be poisoned and delusional, loyal fracture. So here's the association. When I first arrived this afternoon, Miss Shumei whispered to me, I have a legal question to consult later. Maybe she wants to put the name of the skinny aunt removed from the will. It is said that in her will, my skinny aunt has an inheritance of 1 yen million. After hearing the sentence, he realized his dereliction of duty as a lawyer, so he made an excuse to go to the library and run away. The time at this time is 5 to 105 minutes later. Miss Fancy is gone, said he wanted to visit the bungalow. As for the real doctor, I don't know where to go. The nanny said he might have gone for a walk in the garden. So I was bored and stayed in the kitchen. Help the babysitter. When 6 o'clock strikes, Auntie Jia Shizi put down the work in her hands, out of the kitchen, said he was going to wake up Shumei. Then I remembered Ms. Shumei's instructions, so he stopped her. Go to the bedroom on the 2nd floor. But when I opened the studio door, what found I? A kind of canned black tea was overturned. The tea soaked the large carpet. It looks like an ink blood stain. Ms. Shumei regards the bungalow as a treasure. Never throw a tea can on the floor and stain the carpet. Something must have happened in the room. Thinking of this, I hurried to the door of Shumei's room, repeated knocking on the door, but no one answered. And as I was unconsciously twisting the handle, I found the door unlocked. After opening the door, the scene in front of me made me dumbfounded on the spot. Shumei collapsed by the sofa. There are traces of vomit on the corners of the mouth. I went up to check it carefully. I found that she had long since lost her breath. Shumei is really dead. After informing the nanny about this, most of the crowd also rushed to the scene. Then came the roaring police. Police preliminary judgment. Shumei died of poisoning. During canned black tea on a fossil carpet. Checked out the composition of potassium cyanide. Time of death was half an hour ago. It's around 5:30. Because potassium hydride is a quick-acting poison immediately after entering the mouth, it is impossible for China and the United States to drink black tea. Go to the studio and throw down the tea can. Same news. Shumei died of homicide. The murder of the phantom case is in this house. No trace of the murder was found at the scene. There are only Shumei's fingerprints on the black tea can. That is to say, it was the murderer who handed Shumei the drink containing the poison after he died from drinking, because someone came and panicked, or just casually dropped the can on the fossil carpet. Then at the time of the crime, what are the other people in the bungalow doing? According to police statements, nephew Jenny was enjoying flowers in the garden at the time of the crime. Miss Yoshiko is looking at paintings in another room of the bungalow. Oyuguchi was found in the library. He was obsessively reading a large book. As for Nani Katsuko, I was in the kitchen the whole time. The 2 of us can testify to each other. That is to say, except for me and the nanny, none of the other 3 have alibis. And not only that, all 3 of them have motives. The first is lawyer Furusawa. He looks serious on the surface. In fact, has been secretly embezzling customers' assets. Means? Shumei is one of them. Shinichi as a doctor. Although the income is high, but she has 2 ex-wives, pay alimony for 2 people every month. Plus she likes imported luxury cars, so very short of money. And the home furnishing online store run by Miss Yoshiko. Business is not very good. If Shinichi and Yoshiko killed, that's gotta be a big inheritance. If it's a broken bullet, then he can run away with the money. As for Katsuko's nanny, why weren't they suspected by the police? One is because he has no motive. Second, because Shumei suspected that the nanny was going to poison herself, so it's impossible for him to drink at all. The drink that Katsuko handed him, but for the sake of the truth of the case, Nanny Katsuko, also listed as one of the alleged offenders. Here's the problem. The killer left no clues. This leaves the police with no direction to investigate. Since the murderer cannot be found, then we might as well go and have a plate of the dead. On the other hand, Ms. Shumei's behavioral logic to the detectives feel that, as a poison delusional, her behavior was neither reasonable nor thorough. Why do you say so? If you were Shumei, you would take a person who wants to harm himself every day. Stay with me? This is very illogical. If you are afraid of being poisoned by your nanny, why did Ms. Shumei choose to pull the pull ring? What about the cans that are always open? Isn't it easier to be poisoned? Praising Shumei already thinks that the nanny will harm herself. Why would you want to leave your inheritance? Keeping some of it? That doesn't make any sense. If you understand the above problem, then you are not far from the truth. And I'm going to tell you the answer. 321. Let's look at the problem one by one. Point number 1. Why do China and the United States keep the skinny nanny by their side? Is that possible? In fact, he doesn't have the so-called victim king at all. Because of the news about his illness. And it wasn't just me. It wasn't just everyone who was there that day. It's all from the skinny nanny's house. And that day Zhou Mei abused the nanny, only because he crashed into an expensive door. If you accept the setting, the nanny lied. 80% of the murder is him. Let's move to the second point. Since you are now poison paranoid, then means Zhou Mei, why give up? British afternoon tea passed down from my grandfather, and replace it with canned tea? Think about it. What is the difference between a can and a transparent glass teacup? That's right, light transmission. Remember when we were drinking tea, Zhou Mei used to secretly observe us. He's not watching to see if anyone has a stomach. He's watching. Have we found any problems with this bungalow? What's the problem? Remember what I mentioned earlier. Is there a construction site near the house? Is there a possibility groundwater extraction due to construction site excavation caused the ground subsidence of the bungalow? That is to say, Miss Zhou Mei's bungalow. In fact, it is already tilted. Look at the house you are proud of. This happens. This is something he will never tolerate. So he called in a fracture lawyer today. The goal is not to change the inheritance, but to claim compensation from the construction company. Such a tall person, guests who naturally don't want to come, discover the tilt of your bungalow. So, only then did he replace the glass tea with an opaque pot of tea. We're drinking tea. His snake observation. I'm actually observing. Has anyone discovered the secret? So, what is the modus operandi of the murderer? What does the house tilt have to do with poisoning Zhou Mei? If you accept the setting of the house tilt, the trick is actually very easy. As I said earlier, the studio on the second floor is the same size as the guest room. They are all the size of 8 tatami mats, in the character of Mins. Zhou Mei, same white short hair carpet for both rooms. It's perfectly normal. The murderer must have found out about the tilting of the house. So I deliberately lied that the carpet in the second floor guest room was dirty. Taken to wash. It was actually spread over the studio carpet. Before the tea party, he was holding a can of tea with potassium hydride in it. Fell on the carpet by the wall to the right of the fossil. Of course, it was the carpet above that got dirty. The dirt below is intact. Then you rolled up the carpet on top. It's on the left side of the wall. It's under the curtain, because as soon as the rolled up carpet is released, it will slowly open. So he uses camellias to mix the crushed ice in the ice bucket. Had underneath as a retainer. Suddenly, he also took the can with the hydride into the rolled up carpet. Wait until after 5 p.m. The sun shines through the glass window. Ice melt. The carpet opens from left to right. The can slides down to the wall on the right, complete the chamber of secrets. So I was at 5 o'clock after the tea party when pushing Mins. Zhou Mei back to the room, see the studio carpet spotlessly clean. And when the body was found at 6 o'clock, only to find contaminated carpet. The murderer did it, just to make someone break into the room, poison Miss Zhu's kind of tea. Then the illusion of escape. Yes, Zhou Mei is really dead hard. It's actually capsules containing potassium hydride. Only in this way, to keep the murderer away from the scene. You can also complete murder. So it seems, only one person can do it all. That is to work in the bungalow all the time. Know the secret of the house tilt. The nanny who is familiar with Mins. Zhou Mei's living habits clips the thin man. I think his motives were simple, too. It should be that Mins. Zhou Mei was mean to him, the hatred that grows day by day. If you kill the mistress, you get your inheritance. Why not make up a rumor that he's paranoid? To get yourself cleared in reverse. So he resorted to this architectural trick. Complete murder. Alright, I am Ren. And that's the end of today's story. Because it's a short video, so I have some control over the duration. Compared with the original, many unnecessary characters have been streamlined. Of course, I still hope that everyone can enjoy the original work better. See you next time then.